Welcome to dark and savage history, where steel, fire, and blood decide the fate of nations. The first ever joint Anglo-American military operation, Brothers in Arms.
It was the 27th of December, 1941. The year died hard in the north, and two nations, cousins by blood, language, and history, stood shoulder to shoulder in the cold. Britain and the United States, closest of allies, prepared to strike together for the first time on occupied European soil. Beneath an iron sky and over a black frozen sea stood strong, disciplined men, British commandos forged by endurance and defiance, and Americans broad-shouldered and resolute, carrying the confidence of a rising power answering an old call. 300 from Britain and 30 from the United States sailed into the Arctic dark, not for glory nor applause, but for duty, to prove that when the English-speaking world moved as one, no winter, no distance, and no tyranny could stand untouched. They sailed aboard Royal Navy destroyers, cutting through Arctic seas toward the Lofoten Islands, a chain of frozen rock and fishing villages held by Germany since 1940. Ice crusted the decks. Wind scoured exposed skin raw. Rifles, Lee Enfield No. 4 bolt actions, were wrapped in cloth and oil to prevent metal fracture in sub-zero temperatures. These were big men, broad-backed, thick-armed, forged by labor and war. Commandos carried Sten submachine guns, Bren light machine guns, Fairbairn Sykes fighting knives, and plastic explosive charges packed in webbing. Each man carried roughly 25 to 30 kilograms of equipment: ammunition, grenades, rations, explosives, spare socks, because even heroes know the value of dry feet. The Americans stood tall among them, armed with M1903 Springfield rifles and Thompson submachine guns, eager, strong, and silent. They watched the British closely. They would learn quickly. The enemy garrison across the islands numbered only a few hundred German troops, mostly coastal defense units, signals detachments, and naval observers. They possessed bolt-action rifles, machine guns, and limited coastal artillery. No armor, no expectation of attack. Winter, they believed, was protection enough. The landings came at dawn, when light is weakest and certainty thinnest. Assault teams went ashore by landing craft and ships' boats, boots biting into snow and ice. The temperature hovered well below freezing. Breath steamed from bearded faces. No one spoke. Orders had already been given. The commandos split into small autonomous sections, each assigned a precise target: German radio stations, fuel depots, and fish oil processing plants. Those plants were the true prize. Fish oil was converted into glycerin, a critical component in German explosives production. Destroying them hurt the Reich far beyond the Arctic. Explosives were placed methodically, plastic charges with time pencils, measured and checked twice. When resistance appeared, it was crushed quickly. Lee Enfield's cracked with cold authority. Bren's barked, laying down controlled fire. Stens chattered in tight spaces, brutal and efficient. The Americans fought shoulder to shoulder with the commandos. Springfields fired slow and precise. Thompsons roared, heavy and decisive. There was no panic, no hesitation. Only men doing what strong men do when ordered to close with the enemy. German troops, scattered and uncoordinated, never formed a coherent defense. Radios were smashed before alarms could spread. Within hours, fuel stores burned, processing machinery lay ruined, and thick black smoke rose over the white snow like a funeral shroud. No ground was held. None was needed. This was not conquest. This was punishment. Food was simple and functional. Each man carried British field rations: hard biscuits, tinned meat, chocolate, tea, sugar. No hot meals, no luxury. Some commandeered Norwegian black bread and dried fish when time allowed. Tea, brewed quickly when possible, restored morale with near-religious effect. Several Norwegian civilians volunteered to leave with the force, choosing exile and resistance over occupation. They were taken aboard without hesitation. A warrior recognizes courage when he sees it. By midday, the mission was complete. The withdrawal was clean. No fatalities, no wounded left behind. The commandos embarked in good order, weapons intact, discipline unbroken. Behind them lay destroyed infrastructure, captured documents, and an enemy now unsure whether Norway was safe at all. The strategic impact was immense. In response, Germany reinforced Norway with tens of thousands of troops, forces that would never fight in France or on the Eastern Front. All because of 300 men and one winter morning. For Britain, it was proof that occupied Europe could still be struck. For America, it was the first step onto the continent, earned, not granted. For the enemy, it was the day winter stopped protecting them. No medals were pinned in the snow, no victory parades followed. But among soldiers, stories spread of tall, righteous men who came out of the Arctic cold, broke the enemy's tools of war and vanished back into the sea. And that is how legends begin.